Okay, so now let's start with the, okay, so let's cover the pie and the donut. What is a pie and donut? So these visuals are very, very easy. Pie chart. What is a pie chart? Whenever you have to use this, represent the data in the form of weightage, proportionate, right? Like what is the contribution of this country on the vaccination when, you know, based on the world's contribution? What is the India's sale based on the globe's, sale? What is the contribution? What is the contribution of North Zone over the entire zone, or South Zone contribution? Something like that, right? So whenever we use this pie or donut when we have to the data on weightage perspective. And please remember, too many headers will spoil this, the visual. Okay, so let's see that. What do I mean when I say that? I want to check the country level. Okay, the legend, the country level, the value, which is of course has to be numbered. So let's put this here. Nice. So now you see, I have here the country, the legends, the colors, and they are contributing to the, the company in this way, right? So this one seems to be the highest one, which is 22%. You can see that. Then you have 15%, then you have 14%. So all these actually the countries are giving you the contribution, isn't it? Right? Now, for example, if what I do is I put the date in the details, the section date. Okay. Now, when I put the date here, obviously I don't want to see the every day because I have 3 years of data. I'll use the hierarchy, and the hierarchy will not give me anything but year in this case. So in that particular area also, I can see that, like in India, it's telling me the, based on this entire ocean, I can say that we are standing at a good position, right? We're holding a lot of the weightage on this. But then within that also, if I have to see how the year-wise I have performed, I can see this here, right? So again, in the detail section, you will not like to put something which has multiple varieties, as you saw when I put the date, So because dates, they can be 365 days. So that is something which people will not be able to understand, right? So this is how it is. Okay. Or maybe the other way is that you can put the date here, and you can put the country here, for example, in this way also. But again, so in this, I guess this is also very good information, because you see, I have 3 years. So one is this area, one is this area, and one is this area. By the color, I can say. And in that particular year, these are all the countries, right? These are all my countries. So this is how it is. And we can go and change the color as well, right? But I'll keep this, I'll remove this actually. I'll not use this color, the detail section. Okay, this is the same thing which you use in, something like in the clustered column, you have the legends, right? So there you drop the things, and then you can go from one category to the other. So we'll keep this as a blank. Let's go to the next thing. So legends, yeah, obviously these are your legends. You can move them. I'll not go into the details of this. I like to generally keep the head legends here on the top, but this time it is okay. Then you have the slices. When the slices, you see, as I was telling you, you can change the colors as well. So you can change the color as well of any country if you, let's say, have some specific color in your mind, or the theme, or maybe you want to go with the national flag color. All right. So this is again something we'll not touch. Detail labels. So these are all the labels, guys, isn't it? I definitely need this, right? But what I will do, I will not actually go with the position is okay. I like to keep this outside. You can keep this anywhere, like check inside is also option is there. And just keep this outside. Date value, I don't need it, because when I use the I prefer using the percentage, the weightage. So you can simply use the percentage of total here. Yeah, this is fine, because we're not looking for the number. Okay. For numbers, generally, we have the column charts and there we can see. Here also, I mean, I can hover, I can see the number. That's not the point. But when you look at the audience will look at this chart, they will actually go with the percentage, the weightage, as I said that. Okay. And so what else we have? So rotation is, yeah. So in the detail level, we have this done. The value again, I can just highlight this. Something like this. So if I want to change rotation, if you want to rotate this, I mean, if you think that when this dashboard goes, we should have this, the India, maybe pick in the downward direction, or the other countries, so this rotation is for that. You can move this, I mean to say. You can move this here in this way, right? This way. Anyways, so let me reset this to default. General tab, well, you have already covered all these things. Lower tip and everything. Yeah. That is how it is. Now, I want to ask you one question before we jump on to the next visual. I don't want to be specific here in terms of a person. Anyone can answer me. But please tell me that if like you see that this is telling the item shape number, right? Now, what if when I hover here, I want to see, let's say, what do you call the average sales as well? How can I see that without changing the look of this? I mean, I don't want any graphical view, any extra graphical view here. I simply want that with the item shape, I should also be able to see, let's say the cost and the total cost, and let's say the total sales. How will you do that?
Why that so key?
Sorry?
With the help of tool, do that.
Okay. This one?
Yes.
Take again.
Yes, with the help of toolkit, we can do that.
Yeah, so you're talking about this toolkit? Because this toolkit...
No, under the visual.
Yes, very nice. We go in the visual section and we can use this here. So, yes, very good. So, let me just put the cost here on. So, I can have a cost here, right? Same way if I copy this and say Control V. So, there's a same, there's the same format, the look, with a bit of variations in the look. I call this the brother of this, the visual, the pie, which is the Doughnut. So this is the next one, right? So basically, if I just simply click here, I can show you. Look at this. This is how it looks like. Rest all information is seen, right? So if I go here, rotation, slice. Yeah, so in the slices, let's see what is it. Yeah, it's the same thing. Color-wise, if I have to change. Spacing is something which you don't find in the pie. Spacing is nothing, but this is again the area, right? Which is not filled up. So if you want to make it like thinner, you can increase the radius. And if you want to have reduce this, it can happen this way. Okay. I mean,
sir, screen is not moving. Now moving.
Great. So let me repeat that in case if you have not seen. Copy this. I don't want to create this from the scratch because they are almost same. So this is the visual, and let's click on the Doughnut. This is the Doughnut. You find every information here same. I mean, information also the sort of, they look like same. In the slices section here, we have one option called the spacing. That is to increase or decrease the radius, right? So generally, Doughnut goes with these. With this style, I mean, the radius or the whole, this basically is quite big. So this is how it is. What else we have? Detailables. Well, you have already covered this. Rotation, again, we have covered this. And well, yeah. So I mean, if you were interested in having the color format, you can use this color format. And then the visual border and the shadow, all that. Yes. Okay. I'll just use some transparency here. Yeah. Background looks good. Fine. So this is how your pie and the Doughnut, right? So except for this whole size, they're pretty same. Okay. So remember when to use that. That's the important thing. That's the important thing, because if I now go and start putting in too many things, right? Like as I said that, so if I, let's say, if I, instead of the country, I put something like item name, maybe. Let's see that. Now this is not allowed. You can't use this, right? Can't use this. Maybe then what you can do, that day also I was telling you that we can have top 10 or maybe top 5 items picked up, and the rest all can go in the others. For that, you have to develop the, of course, a formula, DAX. Okay. So think wisely when you create these visuals. Okay. So now the next one is we'll use the funnel. One of my favorites. Why it is favorite? Because of the information it gives me. Otherwise, I mean, so it's pretty straightforward. The visual, the visual, right? So you have a funnel here. See, what happens is that we keep on adding new visuals, right? In this BI, you're not learning the BI just because you want to learn the visuals, right? Visuals are very easy, provided you know in and out of these. I mean, they don't have that takes your that energy level. They're simple. You're learning actually these are how to put them together, how to use the BI features along with the DAX formulas, the calculations where you can actually bring in and create some fantastic report and then share with your team, right? So I mean to say, that's why I keep telling you that this visual, you can, like in the case of column and the bar, I told you that one goes height wise and one goes width wise. So depending upon the space you have on your page, you can pick. Otherwise, they give almost the same. They have the same meaning. So in case of, so they all, we look at them when we actually have to see the performances, the numbers, right? The top bottoms. But like in the the pie and this donut, we are more focused on the weightage part, isn't it? Right. And then for the tables matrix, we are more focused on the data part, right? How the data actually is, how the numbers are coming in, and so we put the conditional formatting there. So that's how it is. So same way now, see, the funnel is very simple. So if I put here, let's say the country category, and I use the sales, nothing else. Now you see, this is your funnel, right? Now funnel actually looks good when you actually have this either sorted in the ascending or the descending. Otherwise, they would all look zigzag. So make sure that when you are here, we have discussed this option before also, that you have them sorted in the descending or the ascending. Okay. So if I have to sort this, let's say, this ascending, you see that? So this looks like a funnel, isn't it? That's how it is, right? So if I, for example, if I just show you the country wise, if I sort, yes. So this is not a funnel. Okay. So let's have this descending to ascending, and by the header called sales. Okay, I'll use this generally on the descending order. So this is telling me simply the sales. Now this is fine, but what are these numbers? These are the numbers which are very important. And when you hover here, you see that this gives me the percent of first 100%, and then the percent of first 75%, the percent of previous 75%, and then 64%, 86%. The real picture, the real analysis is this when you hover here these numbers. When you hover here these numbers. Now, what are these numbers? And then you also see this 28%. What is it? Basically, what funnel does, it calculates this 19K. It tells you it calculates this 19K with the highest sale of that process against the category you're using, right? And then it calculates that what is the percentage. So it means that here, XYZ country has given me the sale of this, right? If I compare that sale with the country which has given me the highest sale, it comes out to be 28%. It comes out to be 28%. And when you hover here, so when I hover here, it says country India sales 67,000. Very nice. Percent of first, 100%. Because now it is comparing that 67,000 sales with 67,000 only, because this is the first, the country. When I go here, now see, you see percent of first and percent of previous. Here, you don't see the percent of previous because there's nothing previous, isn't it? So 51K will be compared with 67K. 67K, right? And again, when they say percent of previous, which means the previous country. What is a country which is previous to France? India. What is a country which is the first country as per this graph? Again, India. So that's where the calculation comes in. So you can say that the number of sales which we have done, which we have got from the France, it's basically the 75% of the India. Now, when you go here, now Sweden is compared with the France and then also India. It tells you both. Nice. And this way the process keep going, right? Keep going. So this, the percentage which you have here, 28.17%, as you can see here, right? This is what it reflects here, because they are more interested in telling you that based on the highest sale, what is the percentage of the lowest sale? You can put here any field. I mean, I can have here the items as well. You can use the item also, because whenever I have something, like something which are quite high in number, if I have to use, I use funnel as well, because this takes a lot of very less space. I can have this in this way. And this just tells me that, basically the trend, right? So I can always have a look on the top 1 or 2 or 3 items and then at the bottom also. And then I can see the percentage also that, this is just a 9% of the one which actually has been launched from where we have gotten highest sales. Not for the process, remember, not for the process, for this Camel, right? So if Camel has given me 17,000 sales, 17,000, almost 18,000, this has given me just 1,700 sales. And that's why you see it's 9%. Okay, again, up to you. What else we have here? Well, the colors, you can change always the colors.
Question in this.
Yes.
If you want to, I'm able to see in funnel the comparison between the previous one and the first one. But if I want to see if I want to know the comparison between the third or the fifth one, or in between one, so do we have to use the slicer one for that, or is there anything here only?
For that, if you want to change your comparisons, that for that you have to develop a formula DAX. DAX can help you in those things. Right. So you can write down this question anywhere, and when we will start the DAX, you can just go and comment between and then put this question again. Okay, so we can, I'm not saying now, that it's going to be applied here, because these are the text fields. But yes, in terms of where we have numeric data, because numeric data can always be compared. But when we will start the DAX, you can ask me this question. For now, on this visual, you don't have any such thing. And as far as you're talking about that, slicer, of course, with the slicer, you can, you have to click then. There will be no ready-made thing. So that you can do, that we can just check by creating the slicer. So in the slicer now, let's say I put the items. Yeah, okay. So now let's say the first one I want to use this, the aeroplane, control key. Yeah, this one. If you meant this way, then yes. So since you have these items, so 4K is the 23% of 16K, because half is 8K. Perfect. So it's not a whole number. Of course, you can change this to a whole number. So now you'll see that this is how it is. Right. So with slicer, yes, you can do that. In fact, I say that, with slicer, it's more easy for you rather than creating a DAX, because these are the text fields. So yes, so this way, you can use this. Okay, so let's just remove this. Okay, and so yeah. So fine, on a chart, very informative. So I was walking it through these options. I think these are all fine. Data labels. So yes, so these data labels, we don't need it, right? Just off them. Category label, yes, we need the category labels. So definitely I want it. I can try to reduce the size to have more space, like 8. And conversion rate is all about this. Very much, if I'm creating the funnel, I see I'm creating for this. So I will not like to off this. In fact, I can just create this. I can sort of create this bigger, something like this. Yeah. So that, people can focus on this. It becomes more catchy. Okay. So yeah, fine. So in the general tab, all that, they have covered all these things. I'll just quickly go and change this to